Today I have two absolute banger trades to show you guys, both using rejection blocks. The first one is pretty much just a rejection block trade. The second one is just like Powell's 10 a.m. open model with a rejection block. So it's picture perfect. No way you guys could have missed that. And it was a very clear day in my opinion. So I'm going to recap both of them. Now, just for transparency, I took this first trade, but I didn't take the Powell 10 a.m. second trade because I was still in my first trade. Okay. So let's just jump straight onto the chart. I don't want to waste your guys' time. Here is the first trade that I took. Bang. Okay. Now let's start on the daily time frame like we always do. Okay. Based on PXL, PXH, as you guys know, I like to use that. Since here we swept out this low right here, and we closed below the low, then what should be our target would be this daily low. Okay. Now I don't really think that's gonna happen because ES is at all-time highs. You know, we're super bullish, and we just respected this daily fair value gap right here. Okay, so I really don't need to see price come all the way down here. This is also, you know, forming a daily rejection block if we get this close up here, but on the 4-hour time frame, you can see it's a 4-hour rejection block as well, right? So in my opinion, no need to come down here and take out this low. But if we're looking at this low to high, the 0.5 level here, it does align with this 4-hour gap that we ended up having. So that does look good for me, okay? But now also on the daily time frame, you'll see we have 1, 2, 3, 4 stacked highs. So we have quadruple stacked relative equal highs. So that would be my high time frame draw on liquidity, right? Now, on the 15-minute time frame, okay? So you can see the only reason I'm really bullish is because we're at all-time high price action on ES, and we have these quadruple stacked highs, okay? And we respected this daily gap over here, right? But since we have this whole leg right here with a 4-hour gap down here, I was happy to look for shorts, looking for price to come down here towards this 4-hour gap. Now, what else do we have here? On the 15-minute time frame, you can see all of this is low resistance liquidity. So I would be very happy to see all of this price action get ran right here and swept out. Now, what else do we have? Right here, we have relative equal lows. You can see this low and this low, relative equal lows. And I checked ES. There is no SMT with these lows, so they are still relative equal lows. Okay. What do we also have right here? If we zoom in a little bit more, we have more relative equal lows. This low and this low. So we have relative equal lows right here. Whenever market was opening, we hadn't made this 4-hour gap yet. Like it was there, but we hadn't closed to make sure this was a gap, right? So that's comes in context a little bit later, but it wasn't in context at the beginning of market open. Okay, so going into market open, and here I can even replay it. Here's what we had, right? We also had NFP. Again, I'm in Central Time, which is 1 hour behind New York time. So if I say a time, it's going to be 1 hour behind New York time. Okay, so at 7:30 for me, which was right here, we have these data lows. Okay, untapped data lows are great draws on liquidity. So we have data lows right here. We have relative equal lows right here. We understand that the 50% range of this whole leg up is like right at the bottom of where this 4-hour gap was developing, because this 4-hour gap wasn't fully made yet. And then we also had even higher time frame relative equal lows right here. Okay. So we have tons of draws down lower. So what I was looking for price to do is I wanted to see us manipulate down into this stuff and then get a move back higher towards these relative equal highs up here, because this up here is my high time frame draw on liquidity. Okay, that's exactly what happened. Okay, so going into the market, what I saw was we had this 15-minute fair value gap right here. Okay, so I wanted to see if this got respected or not. And so if we come here, and I'll kind of do this out in real time so you guys can see exactly how I'm entering these. Okay. What price does is, boom, goes straight up into this gap, okay? Now, I did take a loss. I took a loss because I waited for this. I saw we had a 3-minute rejection block right here, and I went ahead and I shorted this, okay? So I lost 25 points because, as you guys will see, let's see. So my entry would have been over here, and as you guys see, we get stopped out. We get literally wicked out before price starts running. So there is a loss of 25 points, but that's totally fine. I stay calm because look, we're still respecting this 15-minute gap. On the 15-minute time frame, we are respecting it. Okay. Now, on different time frames, I don't know why it's lagging here, but On the 1 minute time frame, this is what I was looking at. We swept out this high. We're still respecting this gap. We just got a stop hunt. After we see a stop hunt, price often likes to actually run in our direction. So once we get this rejection block right here, let me mark it out so it's even cleaner for you guys. This is our 1 minute RB. And why is this a rejection block? Because we've swept liquidity and we are tapping into this 15-minute gap. Okay. So I limited this level here, and you'll see we get tagged in right here. Bang. And what does price do? Run straight to these data lows. So I take my first partial here, I take off 1 or 2 contracts, and then I hold the rest because price starts chopping around a little bit here. You can see 10 a.m. opens, okay? So now that 10 a.m. is open, this 4-hour gap is solidified. It really is a gap now because we've closed, right? So my full target now is these relative equal lows in this 4-hour gap, which is still just a little bit, almost a 1 to 6, but it's a 1 to 5.68, right? So that's my full TP, and you guys clearly saw it played out. But now we'll move on to the next trade, okay? It's this 10 a.m. So what do? We manipulate higher, 34, almost 35 points. If we look at the 2 minute, it's pretty clean. 3 minutes clean as well. We manipulate into this gap right here. So we have this 3 minute fair value gap, probably a 5 minute as well, maybe. The 5 minutes getting created, which is a little bit sketchy, but we also have 4 minute getting created, but this 3 minute has already closed. So we have this 3 minute fair value gap right here that we just tapped into and respected, okay? So once that 3 minute closes, you can literally just limit this, put your stop loss about 25 points just above the CE of this wick, okay? You'll see, boom, middle line, okay, 3MRB. Bang. Let's see how we're looking down here on the lower time frames. This is what it was looking like. Also, if we start pulling our fib, it's at the 0.5, but let's see. I don't even think you got entered yet because the 3 did just close right there. So you could have used this. Bang. Right here, this low, we get tagged in right there. Oops, wait, what did I even just do? I meant to pull this. So you can see 0.5 level aligned. So let's go forward. It plays out just like that. But if you didn't see this, no problem. Let's say you didn't get entered here because this wasn't enough manipulation. This wasn't a deep enough discount for you. That's totally fine because look what we have right here. Now we have the 618 and 705 right here. This CE is could have went for a 20-point stop now because the CE is the most discounted level. So you can put your stop loss above the CE because the 786 is here. Whenever this trade was like this, well, I guess you still could have done that, honestly. So yeah, should have just done a 20-point stop. No need for a 25. But now you can see it's a 4.3. You could have held to a 5R if you wanted, just static. That's what I like to do a lot of times. But let's see if we get a re-entry here. Go forward. Bang. So taps this in perfectly. Gets a beautiful rejection. So this would be your entry if you didn't take the first one, which is totally fine if you didn't want to take the first one because we weren't in a deep enough discount. That's okay. But then here we go, and it plays out perfectly down to this 4-hour gap. And then we start to reverse from here, I believe. So those are the 3 trades. 3 meaning this first one that I took right here, which was the loss. Got stopped out, right? But these are the 3 trades you could have taken. I took these 2, so I lost 25 points, and then I made 194. So clearly in profit on the day. And then you could have took this 1 to 5 as well. So super clean. This second one here, I would expect you guys to take. I would totally understand you guys missing this one up here. That's understandable because this one's a little bit more intricate, right? 15-minute gap, target data lows. You know, the draws on liquidity were there, but this entry is a little bit sketchy. I can understand that. But this one here, absolutely beautiful. We get this manipulation higher. We get a 3-minute rejection block that's super clean rejection block, right? Gap right here. 3-minute closes here, bearish. Beautiful rejection block, stop above the wick, target the relative equal lows, and 4-hour gap that's untapped. That's it. That simple. So hopefully you guys learned something from this. Hopefully you guys have been seeing how good the strategy is. And even if you guys miss some of these trades, all it takes is a couple of wins and you're back up big time. So yeah, that's pretty much it for me. I hope that you guys had a good day. Hopefully you guys caught some of these trades because these things are absolutely beautiful. But let me know down in the comments if you guys took any of these or whatever. But please drop a like on this video. It helps me out a ton. We're almost at like 275 subscribers, so I appreciate that. But anyway, I'm going to keep doing this. Hope you guys had a good Friday. I'll be back next week. But that's all for me. I'm out. Peace.